Raise your hand. I'm gonna already do this. If you bought a plant only to watch it slowly fade away no matter how many times you water it. I have one currently at my desk and it looks very, very sad. Lucky for us, we have Lauren from Eleph Succulent Events here today with greenery that anyone, she says anyone, she doesn't know me, can keep alive, even yours truly. Happy Earth Day.
Happy Earth Day.
So earthy right here. I love the outfit. Yes, looks good with the red head. Before we get into what we're making today, tell us about Eleph Succulents events and what's going on there.
Yeah, so today is actually a very special day. I am celebrating 10 years of Eleph Succulent events on Earth Day.
Yay!
It's very exciting. Thank you.
That's
so
amazing.
Yeah, so it's very special to be here. So I have just kind of a self-proclaimed succulent nerd. I love the textures, the colors. I love decorating with them, just designing, and I love bringing that passion and knowledge of everything I've learned over 10 years into workshops. And I teach people how to keep them alive, how to design with them. It's really just a very special business that I created, and succulents are just my passion.
I have to be honest, they're also like very in right now.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Everyone's into succulents, even though I don't know what I'm doing. It's Earth Day, so what we're doing, we're gonna make a succulent and crystal terrarium today. So let's get into it. Why is this so important, and this is such a good option for people who struggle to keep plants alive?
Absolutely. So they are sustainable. They do not require a lot of water.
Which is good right now.
Yes,
Because
yes.
we're in a drought.
They do thrive on a lot of light, and they also thrive on a lot of neglect. So you don't have to. The number one way for people to kill a succulent is to overwater it. So
this is what I've done.
Yeah.
This is what, and they
you
rock.
love too hard.
I love too hard. Oh my God, you've summed me up so well. Okay, so this is my question. How do you know if a succulent is thriving versus silently just judging you? Like for instance, how do you know if it's overwatered or underwatered?
So if it's overwatered, the leaves are really mushy.
So that's the squishy?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
mine are
so
all okay.
So they're desert plants essentially.
Yeah.
So what happens is they hold their water in their leaves, and if they're not getting enough water, the leaves get really shrivelly, and if they're getting too much water, that's when they get all mushy and they rot, and then you can't really come back from that.
Yeah. Okay. So if they're underwater, what are they? They're a little.
They get shrivelly.
Shrivelly.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. They're like
Okay.
wrinkles and.
Okay. So you're gonna make a little demo here. Is that what's
Yeah.
gonna happen? Show me what you're doing here.
Yeah. So this is kind of the example of what we're
Isn't
going
that
to make
precious?
in a different way. So. The most important part of the workshops, especially the terrarium workshop, which is my most popular one,
I'm sure.
is the soil. Because you definitely want to have very well draining soil when you have a succulent.
Okay.
Just because, like I said, they are desert plants, so they are not used to a lot of water, so they don't like a lot of water. So I actually pre-mixed my own soil. It is made of 3 ingredients. It's organic, it's cocoa coir, perlite, and worm castings.
A worm cat. Okay.
Yeah, that gives it the nutrients that it needs. So very well draining. And so how we're going to put this together, there's kind of a little bit of a formula that I teach. There's not really any rules or like regulations to how you do it. It's just part of the design. So we start with the soil. I put a little bit of moss in the back just to give it a little bit of texture.
Moss is our director's name. Moss, you're in here, bud. You're very welcome.
Maybe this is his gift.
This is your gift.
So we'll start with kind of your showstoppers. This is what's called the thrillers. So I usually start with those because they're usually the biggest. That's what your focal point's going to be of the terrarium.
Okay.
So you just kind of, I'll give you this to you to just kind of put into wherever, just twist it in. Just put it right into the soil.
Oh God, she doesn't know me. She does not know me.
No one's judging.
Okay, can you guys see that? So that goes right there.
Yep,
okay.
Perfect. Okay, so then we'll just kind of put the others around it. So just kind of twist it in.
And how hard do you have to push it in? Not that hard?
Not that hard.
And then this guy?
Yep.
So again, you guys see this? The roots are still hanging from here, and we just kind of push it in.
Yes, absolutely.
See, this is where I'd mess up.
Yeah, no, and it can go over too. So the roots will grow into the soil. So however you put it in, it will grow like that.
It'll grow like that.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so continue, and as you're talking, and you can keep putting stuff in,
Sure.
I know you host workshops around town. When can people expect, and what can they expect when they attend?
Yeah, absolutely. So what kind of workshops I offer? Obviously the terrariums. I do wreaths, I do kokedamas, which are little moss balls, and then over the holidays, I do have quite a bit. So
I imagine.
we can do ornaments,
Oh, wow.
pumpkins. So pretty much anything you can
cute.
put a succulent on, I can do it.
I like the wreath with the little lights. I'm a big fairy light girl.
Yes, yes, yes. So that is
Mine
actually,
doesn't stick.
you can
Okay,
just
there we go.
pump
Okay.
it right in. And
Okay.
so these are what you call the spillers. So you have your thrillers, your fillers, which kind of take up the negative space, and then
Okay.
the spillers, which will actually grow
over.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a little bit of dimension.
I
a little
love
bit of
that.
texture.
Okay, and what is this
And
here?
then the moss is just kind of extra, so it does serve two purposes. So it does retain moisture, since like I said, you don't want to overwater the succulents.
Yeah.
You just pop that moss in, water where the moss is, and then it holds that water in instead of just kind of sitting.
Amazing. Okay, not only do you do workshops, but the big thing is weddings. Everybody's obsessed with weddings. Usually flowers are tossed, but your arrangements live on. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I have been in the wedding industry for quite some time. It really guts me when a florist does a beautiful arrangement and then it gets thrown away.
Thrown away,
at the end
right.
of the night. Yeah, so what I like to include is succulents, and the couple can take them out of their bouquets, their boutonnieres, and then keep them after the wedding as a nice little keepsake.
Oh, that's
To
cute.
remember their wedding, give them as gifts. Whatever happens after the wedding is up to them, but yeah.
That's beautiful. All right, Moss, this
Yep.
one is for you. We're gonna hold it up here. Ta-da!
And then you'll add crystals.
Oh, and then I can add crystals.
yes.
Okay, we'll put
Yep.
some this, and
Just
a
kind of
little,
gives a little
add, a little
yes.
zhuzh. Okay, we're gonna put the crystals right
And
in
I
there.
actually have one extra special one for you. A nice
Ooh!
little sparkle.
Look at this sparkle. That's gonna go
And that's
right.
like your cherry on top.
This is the cherry on top. This looks phenomenal. I'm giving this to Moss right away. Sign up for a workshop, book a private session with Lauren, or let her handle your wedding florals if you want to attend one of Lauren's workshops. She has one coming up on Mother's Day at Barkentine. Am I saying that right?
Barkentine.
Barkentine Brewing Company at Edgewater Public Market, Sunday, May 10th. Just go to elfboutique.com or find her on Instagram, as we all do, at the handle on your screen. Thank you again, Lauren.
you.
And congrats on 10 years.
you.
Happy Earth Day. That's right.